Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships M3 TV News, the stream that gives you the best news. This is your boy M3, and I have a new guest that we will interview, and her name is Miss Helpmeet. Good evening, Miss Helpmeet.
Good day.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the live stream for the first time, and I definitely want to welcome you with some of the people in the chat. We have Marion, which is my wife, and she says, first of all, hug, welcome, and thank you for joining our special event, our interview with Miss Helpmeet, and a whole bunch of good hearts. And then we have Alana Thresher that says, wow, all those likes and nothing's happened yet. Hey, that's what it is, you know. Sometimes people they camp around and they get ready to like.
Yeah.
And then we have Alana Thresher again on this Twitch giving big claps. And so before we begin, I'm gonna welcome the Queen Dom as I play this little saxophone music for you guys. So let's go ahead and welcome to Queen Dom. Queen Dom, you're gonna have to turn like the light on so we can see you though.
Yes, the light will be on. I switched spots and I was just about to plug it in, but you said my name, so I had to just come in smooth real quick. I'm about to plug it in. Give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem. All right. We have more people that still like commenting. Miss Sheree B. Chicago. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, ma'am. And if not, I do apologize. But she says hello, catching her live. And then dresser. Okay. Welcome to Live Queen Dom. All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the first question.
There's the light.
All right. You ready, Dominique?
Hi, yes, here's the light. Hello.
Okay. So the first question, as we all get to know each other, the most simple one is, tell us about yourself. Miss Helpmeet.
Well, I am a wife, a mother, a business owner, a student, and aspiring to be a marriage therapist.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm studying psychology right now and gonna veer off to relationships and stuff like that. I love to talk about femininity, feminism, politics, and all kinds of things around that. So thanks for having me on.
No problem. Anytime, you know. So let me ask you this, right? What got you into just like just studying like the art of femininity?
Hmm. Well, my first marriage, honestly. Um, in my first marriage, I was operating in full masculinity and I didn't know it. I think
Mm,
my ex-husband told me you're masculine. And I was like, what does that even mean?
yeah.
So after that situation, I've done a lot of, self work and just introspection and all that stuff. And I realized that, wow, I am, a bit masculine. And I learned what that meant. And I decided to change from there on. And I got remarried and I've had the best relationship I can ever ask for just by tweaking a few things. So femininity is the answer for women, I believe, of course.
Okay, okay. Um, sometimes like, we all make mistakes like, in our previous like relationships, but those are I would say like building tools to help us be better for the right person for us.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. So,
definitely.
um, no, that's definitely like a good lesson to kind of learn from. Queen Dom, you have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, I have a question about that. I have a lot of friends when they say like, they went into a better relationship. The man that you're with now, are there any similarities to like the man you were with before your first marriage? Or is he like completely different?
Um, Nothing really similar besides masculinity. I kind of like men who are very masculine and set in their, you know, leadership roles. And I can't really think of anything. They're two separate. They're two different people, definitely. Not really. The problem was me, in my opinion. Although my ex would say he had his parts too, but I think that doesn't really matter when I'm working on myself. It doesn't matter, you know.
Right. No, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I just asked because you said that you changed something. So I just wanted to know, did they change with that masculine thing being the same? I can see why you're
Yeah,
like, oh, let me be a little more feminine because I like
yeah,
masculine. I
yeah.
got
You
it.
got it.
Yeah. Done, done, done. Okay. Shout outs to Sheree B, Chicago. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for liking and ladies for liking the Noshing Relationships and subscribing as well too though. Definitely appreciate that. Um, Miss Helmy, I want to go back on something. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but I know you said you were studying on something. I didn't catch that last part, but it sounded like you were studying on was it psychology?
Yeah, psychology.
Okay, okay. Good, good. I got that right. Um, so what got you interested in just wanting to study like psychology?
I love the way the human mind works. I like to study people's behavior. I'm a people watcher. I like to understand what's going on with me, child traumas, different
Mm,
situations that I am. I like to dissect those different things in myself and my family. I think that I can be a bit annoying for my husband sometimes because I do dissect things like, I don't know, maybe that, but he seems to be appreciative of it. So it's just in my nature, I think.
yeah. It okay. I can kind of see like people who usually try to get into like those type of fields. It's like you have like a curious mind. You
Yeah.
want to know like it's like you want to know like how like the world operates. Like
Yeah.
human nature.
Why
And
people do
so
what they do. Like, what's driving that? You know?
yeah, like what makes them operate the way that they operate. And it's interesting that you mentioned about trauma because last night we had a topic about drama sorry trauma that creates like drama,
Mm,
and we was pretty much like as a group like trying to like dissect like okay, what are some of like the various like traumas that people go through
mm,
that cause them to create drama for other people. You'll think that because of the pain and experience that that person went through, you'll think they'll become a better person. So then the next person doesn't feel the pain, but it seems like they become what's that word I'm looking for? It's like when they got oppressed, but they become the oppressor towards someone else that they feel that's lesser value to them.
yeah, I see what you mean. A lot of self-sabotaging goes on when you don't confront and deal with your traumas. You can really wreck everyone around you. So it's important to identify it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And it sucks, hopefully the world can get better with that.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this number 2 question. Number 2 is, let me see, what made you interested in being a part of the social media world?
That's a good question. I feel like it's just part of this age, just the way to communicate, one way to communicate, and to a broader audience. I used to be completely against social media, actually. I used to be against phones, TV, all that stuff, but I found a happy medium, and yeah. But I think the main reason that I'm on social media right now is because I want to lend a hand in the, I don't know how anyone's going to take this, but
no, feel free to express yourself.
Restoring patriarchy. I think that there needs to be more women discussing this so that we can get a better understanding of what that means and the benefits for men and women with it. So I kind of like to dive into that a little bit with my audience.
I have a question. When you mentioned patriarchy, because I hear the word and I'm like, what is that? Like, I know what it means, but I don't really know what it means to be like patriotic. I think of like, red, white, and blue. Like, I'm brown. How can I be patriotic? Like, so can you like explain that a little bit? Like, what do you mean by like patriarchy and what we need to express more about it?
Well, what I mean is patriarchy. It does, maybe I could be mispronouncing it, but it does sound similar to patriotic, which is being for your country. Well, patriarchy is when the society is governed and led by men. And I believe that that is a good way for society to operate because, well, naturally men are supposed to be in that role, and men are really good at governing men if you allow it, but also women as well. Some people see it as oppressive. Now there's toxicity in every aspect of life, including patriarchy and matriarchy, but healthy patriarchy, the men are in order. They're let me put this in a way. Their families are in order. They're taking care of business. There's no children that are really left behind in a patriarchal society. The men have to take care of their children. It is shameful for a man to not take care of his child, and shameful for him not to take care of his household at all. And the women do have a role. We are used for what we are best for, if that sounds right. Some women don't like that. They're like, well, we can do what a man can do, but we can, but should we do the things that they do?
I don't think that everyone should do what they like to do. I mean, I don't think we should just do whatever we want to do, but I think that as human beings, and also studying psychology, because I want to be a nurse, so I've taken 2 psychology classes so far, and I've studied it growing up because I deal with my own mental health. So knowing that some people, no matter if you're a woman or a man, like, some people just are best at doing certain things, so if you're a woman and you're best at, I don't know, doing something manly, if that's going to make you happy in life and make you succeed in life and get to wherever you're going, then cool, do whatever's going to be healthy for you.
I agree. In those terms, I definitely agree. Like, say a woman's good at building cars or fixing vehicles. She shouldn't say, oh, that's for men, don't do that. A man that's a good leader would be like, yeah, you're good at fixing the car, change your oil. But if that's taken away from her ability to take care of her children and take care of her husband and her home, then she should probably let the man do that.
And if the man doesn't have those type of skills, he need to go seek advice from other men that has those tools who can teach him. And then that helps build the brotherhood.
My brother can't change a tire, but he also is a stock trader, so I'm pretty sure he's one of those people that just calls someone to come and change it. He'll be like, babe, don't worry, I'm sitting roadside.
Right.
Well, and that part is nothing wrong with working smart.
He's more book smart than like I'm the one to change a tire before he does.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Now, being book smart doesn't make you any less of a man. It just makes you more strategic, and that's also part of masculinity. Knowing and learning how to make smart decisions, so you don't have to put all the groundwork into it. But it's kind of like, if you're a CEO over a company, you have your employees that work under you, but all you're doing is pretty much supplying like the checks, overseeing like the company, make sure they work well. Everybody else can do the groundwork. I also want to bring, welcome to Excuse me, Mr. Best in the World 84.
Yeah, it's clobbering time. I am here. And yes, look what the bear drug then. You are right, Atlanta Thrasher. I'm here. Yes, yes. Y'all know I was gonna be here. Y'all know I was gonna be here. Yes, shout out to everybody in the comments. Number one, shout out to Lady Chicago. Definitely shout out to you, sister. Much love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Atlanta Thrasher. Shout out to K Marion. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Queen Damo and 3. Miss Helpmeet. Thank you so much for being a part of the knowledge relationship experience. We truly appreciate you. Thank you for just being you, and just basically spreading, love and positivity throughout the social media. So yes, let's get to it, everybody.
Okay, yeah. Right now we're on pretty much about to head on to the number 3 question. And this kind of ties into this, but number 3 is popping up. Okay. So what is your what are your views on feminism and why? And Dom, I'll let you answer that question too after Miss Helpmeet.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Miss Helpmeet.
I have nothing good to say about feminism. Why? Because they hate men, I mean, it's
wow.
really, there's 1,000 reasons why.
Go ahead. I mean, look. Like this, you're the star of the show. Like you could this.
Yeah, it's an open forum. Help me tell us what you think.
Yeah,
we're here.
Look. I know you're a little nervous. I could sense that, but it's okay. We're all family in this live stream. We just want you to be relaxed, be yourself. You can say whatever you want to say.
Whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say.
Okay. Well, my issue with feminism is they're completely opposite to patriarchy. One major thing is they're causing younger women to go astray. So that's messing up a lot of people's heads. For one, I see nothing good. Yeah, nothing good. I know people talk about, well, women can now go to school. We can do things like that. Okay, that was done. I think they got power hungry though. Now we want to be the men. Not only do we want to be able to be equal to men, we now kind of want to take their place, and we want to demonize them. And it's a lot. Feminism to me is a very complex conversation because there's so many different components to it. So my mind is just going all over the place with the different issues. But I don't agree with really anything to do with feminism. I can't think of one thing.
I'm right with you. But leave it to me to say something about feminism. Before I get judged. I think feminism is like just a system where it sets up for the double standard to happen. That's why you have like your Me Too's, the cancellation culture. Anything that a man has to say to stand up for his own sex and to speak, I won't even say speak against, but speak his own truth, his experience about women. Then here comes like the shaming tactics. Oh, you hate women. You're a red pill guy. You're misogynistic. How dare you speak? Matter of fact, how dare you expect, right, for me to pay for my own meal, yet I demand for equality. As long as on these stipulations, you pay for my meals, you open the door, you treat me like, I'm a goddess or whatever. But when it comes to the roles where the women have to put the work into it, then they demand for the equality.
Right. Yeah, that's the lack of accountability and a lack of responsibility. They don't want any of that. They just want the benefits that women, the feminine women get, but they don't want to be those women, but they want the benefits. It's very confused state of being, in my opinion. And a lot of young women are falling for it because the whole narrative of fighting for women's rights sounds good on face value. That sounds really good. Just like Black Lives Matter sounds really good. Who would argue against that? But their agendas and a lot of their arguments don't really make sense.
I see. I need to read this from Sheree, from Sheree Chicago. She says, today's feminism is trash. Yes. However, it started in the beginning, made sense. it just ended up being trash later. LBS.
I sort of agree, but I disagree too, because they did have some good arguments in the beginning, but it also was some arguments that weren't so good. One that's obvious to me is abortion. I know that's a complex situation, but abortion was always part of the agenda. I would say it was introduced by a doctor, though, a male doctor. It was pushed on the leader of feminism during that. So I might retract that abortion was always there. But yeah, I can retract that, I would say. The only thing I agree with really was the first, fight. And then that's the thing, though, going back to patriarchy society. If we really are going to be in such a society, then we should trust our men to make the right decisions for us. Yes, we give our input, but if a man is like, well, why did we need to go to school? Why did we need to go to work? We can still learn. That's good. But why did we need to step into these male-dominated areas? What was the point of that?
Yeah.
That's where I kind of differ. Like, women were happy. We were happier at home with our children, being taken care of. It's a joke within the feminine society. Like, hey, why are we fighting to have to go work so hard? We were being taken care of. All we did was take care of our children, which is a hard job itself, take care of the home and make sure that was operating well. Why did we fight to be in the corporate,
So we're at some point whereas like the women just become like what's a word I'm looking for? Like not disconnected, but just not content. Discontent.
Yeah. Always trying to find something to be angry about or to fight about.
Look like Dominique have something to say.
I can answer a lot of these questions. So first off, let me say, love the honesty. I will always respect the honesty as long as it's in a respectful way. So thank you for that. Now let me get to my answer. One, with the Me Too movement, for you to say anything about feminism and Me Too has to do with men harassing women at work or sexually abusing women at work or doing things like that at work, in the movie industry and all these places where they weren't allowed to speak up because they were in fear of getting fired and fear of losing money for their family. That is totally opposite from feminism. That has nothing to do with feminism. That has to do with something that has been happening way before feminism even came around. So the Me Too movement, let's just leave that alone, okay? That's really insensitive. Other thing, I'm a feminist. I'm a feminist. Nope. My brother's a feminist. My boyfriend's a feminist. And they are men, and they love men. I love men. I know many feminists. I have never ever met a feminist, even lesbian women, because I'm bisexual, that hates men. I've never met that. So where this comes from, I think a lot of people, maybe the people that you're around or the people that you talk to about it, maybe they hate men. But I haven't yet to meet a woman who hates men. At least in my life. And I hang around lesbians and they don't hate men. They need men to have babies and they still do that, I will also say when it comes to feminism, the double standard. I've never in my life heard a feminist speech, a feminist march, a feminist walk, read a feminist poster, or said out of my mouth, I want to be a feminist so I can hit men. I don't think any woman was thinking about that. When they thought about feminism, they thought about equal pay at work for doing the same job. You're saying no, but I took women's history, so I'm speaking facts.
That's not right.
So I hope everyone that's talking about
I don't count that as facts.
Has actually been there to a march, has actually listened to these speeches, has actually sat there and seen these broken women and what happened to them in their lives with the reason why they want equal rights. So I just hope we're all doing that. So back to me. I believe in feminism wholeheartedly. Everyone should have equal pay. If you work the same exact job, you should have equal pay. If I'm working, I shouldn't have to work and take care of the kids. Where feminism came from is a lot of men leaving their homes, a lot of men leaving their families. Do we not remember the crack epidemic? Do we not remember the crack epidemic? A lot of men were pulled out of their homes. Women needed to work. Women needed to take care of their children. So it's not on us why feminism exists. It's on men why feminism exists. We didn't ask you to leave the home. I know many women who have never done anything wrong to their man and they've left them. So, and that's just how it is. And that's how I feel. But if you're going to say no and we're talking about a political, we're not being serious and we're not being honest. Because if we're talking about human rights and all that, I would think that we could be a little more respectable about it. And that's all I'm going to say. But I respect everybody's opinions, but I'm a feminist and I love men. So let me say that I don't think nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. I don't think any of those things. I just think if we work the same job, we should get the same pay. If I want to wear a short skirt, I should be able to. If I have a feeling that I want to talk to my husband and I say it respectfully, I should be able to speak my mind in a respectful way. I should be able to have emotions. I should be able to think the way I want to think. And if my man leaves me, I should not be called masculine because I have to go outside now and provide for my family. I'm still feminine. I'm taking care of my family. I'm doing what I have to do.
All right, so let me break this down, right? Now,
and sorry, in abortion, I'm not saying that I believe in abortion or don't believe in abortion, but what I will say is that when I sit there and I watch things like some woman who got kidnapped and was in a basement, and let's say she got found and now she's 4 months pregnant, and like do you guys not know the trauma that kids and babies go through? So I can't tell someone what to do because I don't know how it feels to be in those shoes. So I gotta mind my business. It's your life, your mental, your spiritual, whatever connection you got.
Yeah, I get your body, your choice type of thing, right?
Whatever you got on with God, that's for you. But I'm not here to tell you ban it for the whole world. Some women are raped, some women are, we don't know how it happened. So for every woman, we can't ban it. We can't
I like
ban
your passion, but there's a lot that you said.
Bravo, Dominique. But however, okay.
Hold on.
I gotta say one thing. What?
Hold on, and three. Hold on, Miss Help Me has something to say to Dom. Let her talk. This is her time. Let her talk. We'll get to us.
Yeah. Go ahead, Miss Help Me.
Okay, I had to get a pen and paper. She was going at it, but okay, so hate men. Let's clarify that. Some feminists do hate men, and feminism is a large organization, so I can't say all feminists hate men. So I'm clarifying that. I'm speaking in general. And by hate men, I mean they hate leadership and authority. And that's my thing. A lot of women, they'll say no, they don't hate leadership and authority, but when a man tries to lead them or show some type of authority, they want to bite back. For instance, with the dressing, if you want to dress like you want to dress, and you don't want your man to tell you, hey, put on something else. Put something else on. Now you want to get mad. That's not liking a man's authority. That's not respecting his authority. That's leadership. Same thing with that. I can't say that feminists like that. I don't know. If you're saying that's feminists are okay with that.
Wait, hold on, Dominique. It's her turn.
I don't know about that. But what else did you say? It's not masculine to work. No one said it's masculine to work. But being in the workforce does cause you to have to chime in on some masculine characteristics more often. That's why you see lawyers and judges and people and women in corporation jobs. They don't attract men. A lot of them are single because they're very masculine.
I know she's a lawyer and she's married 30-something plus years.
Yeah, there's a lot of
she's also a Jehovah's Witness, and she believes in leadership because that's her religion, and she's also a feminist.
Yeah, okay. That's good. It's not saying that
everything you said.
I'm speaking in general. As far as you said, abortion, it's their body. Yeah, it's their body, but the baby is not their body. We can argue about that all day, I guess. But the trauma that the woman's going through, I don't think that equates or is as bad as the trauma that the child's going to go through.
Right, but the
ripped apart from the womb of his mother.
But the trauma.
Hold on, Dominique, she's still talking.
Okay.
Hey, you can chime in. Go ahead.
The trauma, I would say, I'm not a doctor, right? But I worked in urgent care. My mom's worked in the hospital her whole life and all that stuff, right? And when you actually ask a doctor, like not someone who is for abortion, but an actual that like just non-biased doctor, all across the board about what that trauma that baby goes through, I bet you they will tell you that baby did not feel anything. And I'm not saying I don't know. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not saying I'm for it. But what I will say is for you to put one thing on everybody. Now, if you want to say, hey, listen, after a certain amount of months, like it's unsafe, whatever. But I can't tell a woman who might have been through so much trauma, like, sorry, that's it, because some women not doing it right. You just got to look at that. So I think about, like, I watch a lot of like things about women like being like raped and kidnapped and like all these things. I've also heard something recently where a man got custody of the child of the woman that he raped, and he was a rapist. So now you're putting this little girl in this man's hands, and it's like the trauma that this child is going to go through. You have to think about postpartum depression. You have to think about, what if this baby is born with and has to have 20 plus surgeries because the mom wasn't able to take care of herself to have a healthy baby. Now at 2 weeks, you found out you're pregnant, that you can't take care of this baby, that you got to go, I don't know, maybe through drug recovery or something. I don't know your story. And you say to yourself, it's 2 weeks. This is like, at 2 weeks, you can't tell me it feels anything. This is 2 weeks, and this is something that we have miscarriages all the time and don't know it. You don't know how the percentage of miscarriages that we have and don't know is a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 weeks in, you're not even really fully implanted into the uterus. Like, it's like, so how could you be a full baby? Like, if you think about biology, you're not even fully implanted into the uterus at 2 weeks after the sperm. So it's kind of like, it's not really a human just yet. It doesn't have a heart. It doesn't have organs. It doesn't have any senses. It doesn't have any of those
I can't. It does.
So for me, at 2
most abortions are not at 2 weeks. They're way past.
But here's the thing: when you do an abortion ban, you're
past 3 months.
Everybody.
The babies who feel things. Have you ever seen the video of the live abortion? It was an ultrasound. Actually, a doctor and a nurse thought it would be cool to videotape it, and that same doctor and that same nurse quit their job soon after reviewing that video because the baby was literally screaming and running away from the pokes and jabs. They go in there and rip those. Baby.
How many months was this? Because I'm not saying that everybody like how many months is this?
3 months.
And the baby's running and moving around. And
the baby was running. If baby was trying to get away from the danger, they're implanted at 2 weeks. They're implanted. They have a heart. They can feel things.
It takes 11 to 14 days to implant, so they're not fully implanted. A lot of people aren't
fully implant. What do you mean by fully implanted? Like they're not alive. They're just a clump of cells waiting to be revived, like Frankenstein, or what do you mean?
Not Frankenstein, but it's like I don't know. I've asked doctors. Like I said, working in urgent care. We've had these conversations at the office and all of that. Not social media, not reading something that somebody posted. And this is the information that I've gotten. Like I said, my mom's worked in the hospital all her life, so she's patient registration, had to deal with abortions and things like that. Yeah. So that's the information that I have. Now, maybe if I'm wrong on the timeline of exactly what parts of the body or what or where. But I can't sit there and tell a woman who also too, you have to understand, some women find out that their baby may not live past a couple of weeks coming out of the womb, may have to have all these surgeries. So you tell them they can't have they shouldn't have an abortion.
I don't really like to bring up
an abortion
I don't really like to bring up small percentages of instances when we talk about the grand scheme of things, because abortion.
I don't know a lot of people that just have an abortion.
Well, you have to look at the stats. It's out there. It's not, it's open. Most people who get raped. Now, do you believe that, okay, say I had a son. Do you think I should treat him wrong because of who his father was or is? Do I have the right to be mad every time I see my son's face because his father pissed me off or did something to me?
Of course not.
So why would I have the right to kill him because his father was a rapist?
I didn't say that was right. What I said wasn't right was putting a full ban on everybody. That's not fair because you don't know the individual, and making someone have it like you don't know the individual. So that's my thing. Whether I myself is different, but putting it on everybody as a whole.
When is it okay then? Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? When do you think it's okay to have an abortion?
I can't tell someone else. I don't know. I don't think it's okay to have an abortion. That's on you. You got to think about that for yourself.
But it's not just for themselves. Their children. Would you call CPS on a parent who's beating their child?
Yes. Would I call CPS on someone who had an abortion? Definitely not.
Well, you couldn't because the child would be dead. How can CPS help them? But the logic is the same. If you would call CPS because the person is treating their child wrong, why would you not encourage them not to murder their own child?
Because I don't know everyone's story, so I can't.
But what's a good story? What's a good story for an abortion?
On a whole world, I think there's a lot. If you know that your baby one is probably not going to make it, if they're telling you already, listen, the baby's not going to make it, this is going to happen, blah blah blah, then yeah, that's the reason for abortion. If they're telling you, you know, if you've been, I don't know, raped or molested or something, and you have so much trauma and there's no one to help you, if you are in recovery or you are a drug addict or something, and you know that you're not going to be able to recover fast enough, if you are like, there's a lot of this, those are reasons for me why I can't tell everyone. No, I
Well,
can't.
I disagree with those. I don't know.
Okay, I'll read this comment because Sheree says this is where I have to disagree with Miss Help Me. Rape is different to me.
Well,
So
that's the really touchy subject when you deal with abortion, because I'll be transparent. I've been raped. If I was to have, you know, and everybody's situation is different, so I won't even say if I was to get pregnant, I have the baby, whatever. But like I said, it's not the child's fault that their father is a rapist. It's just not. So it's like, why would you murder this child? Some people say, well, the life of the child would be better if it had been dead. Well, there's a lot of children you can say that for who are in different homes. I forgot what they're called. What are they called again? Foster homes and different stuff like that.
Where I was going to say foster or adoption.
Where they're being molested and stuff. You can be like, it's better that you were dead. Let me go shoot you in the head. Like, why would you? It doesn't click to me. It's touching, but it doesn't mean that it should be
the one that had the same as abortion. I don't think those two are the same.
Murder.
A 2-week abortion is the same as a 7-month abortion. No,
That's
I don't think
you can't see it. People are a bit weird about things they can't see.
That's like
some people believe.
Hold on, ladies. Time out for a second.
Okay.
Just time out for 1 second. We got to get to our comments because we have a lot of them. M3, if you could start where Atlanta Thrasher says my wife is a feminist. You start.
Oh man, that's like whoa, way up.
Yeah, but we got to read all of them, man. We got to read all of them. There's some great stuff.
I cannot even find it. Hold on, because a lot of times once the comment goes up at a certain period of time, it does disappear. Let me see. Only thing I see is, let me see. Great show. That was a perfect follow up. We read that already.
Keep going down.
Down. Let me know if you see it. Okay, it's an outline.
It's the one that says my wife is a feminist. Keep going down.
I'm looking for it.
It's right after you just had it. It's right after Today's Feminism by Sheree B. Chicago. Today's Feminism is trash. It's right after that.
Okay, hold on for a second.
Look for Today's Feminism is trash. It's right after that. Then just keep going down.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna read this like pretty quick. Okay, I'm gonna mute you real quick. All right. So my wife is a feminist who loves men to stay 30 feet behind her. She's also a social justice warrior too. Hell, I want to wear a short skirt. Suits are hot. She's telling the truth about why it started. However, feminist women who speak on being oppressed from men, and I believe that's what Miss Help Me was referring to. And then she says, only if you take on masculine jobs in most cases, right? Okay, that's an outliner though. And then let's see. She says, speaking of abortions, in my opinion, is only necessary when women are being violated. Monsters exist on both ends of the cortisone. And he also said, plus a failed court system. And then she was agreeing to you, Dom, as far as like your point of view, as far as like violations. A baby has a heartbeat.
You skipped K. Marion's comment.
Oh, my bad. She says, wait, what? Wait, Dom. Organs form fully at 4 weeks. The heart beats at 8 weeks in a what's it called? Oh,
urethro.
Urethro. And she says, okay, a baby's heart beats as early as 3 to 4 weeks. Let's see, the organs of the arm buds, eye sockets, and eyeballs, they all continue to develop. The last thing to develop because the baby does not need it in a urethra. Only after delivered at the first breath are the lungs. And then he says, I never really saw the point of discussing abortion. It is next to impossible as abolished as is, abortion should be more of an ethnic decision instead of a ban or
Discussion.
Oh, what I said? Sorry, discussion instead of a ban or kept discussion. And she says, this is where I have to disagree with Miss Helpmeet. Rape, or I guess the R word, however YouTube, want me to call it. It's different to me. There's one unforgivable sin, and it's not abortion. Man, that comment was 7 days ago. Yes, it was, right? At 5 months, 20 weeks, you can see the genitalia.
The
genitalia. A doctor at that time that time frame may print the cisgender reveal data, and I understand her.
Chicago says, I understand
her process behind it. Oh, what say?
She says, I understand her thought.
Oh, I understand her thought process. I understand energy and how it may affect. So I just can't. Okay. And this is wild, dude. Give that baby some privacy. All right.
Oh, wow.
That was a lot, though, but yeah.
Thank you for the comment. Thank you, Atlanta Thrasher and Sharabi Chicago. We appreciate y'all.
And K Marion as well, too.
K Marion as well, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Guess we can get to number 4. I guess we can get to the number 4 question.
No, actually,
did you have anything else?
We did get to. Now, they was on the road for a minute. It's okay, Dominique. She's with one of her clients, so that's the noise. And then Helena Thrasher. Okay. I appreciate all of you more. All right. Miss Helpmeet, is there anything else you want to say?
No, not right now.
Okay. I mean, this is definitely like a good topic. So I just want to let you guys know that. And there was something I was going to say, but I'm going to say this before I get to number 4. For you, Dominique, I know in the beginning you was talking more about like as far as work relationships. Yes, I believe that women and men should get like equal pay, but you have to also understand in relationships, like no man is really worried about a woman making lesser pay than him. It's that what men are more focused on is the hypocrisy that comes behind that. So you want one part equality, but then when it comes to relationships, you want to have more leverage than the next man, pretty much. And that's the thing that I think that caused a lot of controversy, because it's like, well, in relationship wise, we're not equal, if that makes sense. I'm going to get to number 4 question after I read this last comment. Just to be clear, I am pro-choice. God created man with free will. We are free to do whatever we want, but everything has positive and negative consequences. Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
It is what it is, The choice is yours. But, the consequence will come. Number 4 is, what advice will you give to the modern day single woman?
Single women, modern day single women. I would say one of the most important ones, if they want to become married or be in a relationship, would be to get the elders in there, the male elders, typically in their business a little bit. Let them vet the men for you a little bit, because I don't know. A lot of women complain about their relationship issues and stuff like that, but they're trying to do it alone, and that's just it's not what we used to do, And it worked better when you had your father meet this man, and as far as that's what I would say. As far as marriage, get your father or your elder involved to make better decisions, because sometimes we get into blind love, if that makes any sense.
No, I get you, because sometimes the emotions get involved, and then it's like when the emotions get involved, you're unable to make rational decisions.
Yeah.
And so when you have like a good man that can help vet these certain type of men for you, that makes things a lot more better of a choice. But at the same time, women, no matter what, they're going to choose whoever they want to choose.
Yeah.
And I think that's the unfortunate part, because you have, a lot of them that do make bad decisions, and then either they get married for a short term period of time, or they just don't get married at all.
Yeah.
Like girls, like women, like Brittany Winner, for example. So, but yeah, what's your thoughts, Dominique? I know you feel like you want to say something.
No, I had a moment at work. Sorry, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm back. No, I mean, I think I missed the last like 2 minutes. So I'm here.
No problem. Well, the thing is, do you believe that, like, okay, before, like, when you fall in love with a guy, do you believe that maybe an elder, like your dad or uncle, should be the one to vet the man for you, to help you make the right choice before you make a mistake?
I would say younger me, yeah, but now that I'm 28, I mean, of course you're gonna be my dad if I think you're the right one. But at 28, I probably won't introduce you to my dad unless I feel you're the right one. And my dad pretty much trusts me to like make the right, like he knows I'm gonna make the right decision. Like I guess it's really about trusting your kids. If you raise your kids a certain way, and they're gonna follow a certain thing, then you don't always have to be like, let me vet him. You're like, oh, I already know my daughter. She's not going to handle so. She's not going to allow him to do this. She's not going to allow him to do this. She's not going to allow him to do this. I mean, that's cheating and not like allow a man. But I mean, like, she's not going to, put up with cheating. She's not going to put up with disrespect. She's not going to put up with, so there's really not much I need to vet. His mother should probably be vetting her. But
So how are you for sure if your emotions get involved though?
How am I for sure? Well, I'm a grown woman. I think I kind of
grown don't mean anything.
Oh, yeah,
there's men that make emotional decisions and they get with the bad women.
Well, I'm very self-aware. I think that I like what he's saying. What I asked one dad for. Sorry, I got caught up in the comments. Yeah, I think that like I talked to my boyfriend, like when we have a daughter and she's a teenager and she's like wants to date, he definitely needs to go on the dates with her. He definitely needs, the guy needs to come over for dinner when she's at like a young girl, stuff like then yeah. But for me personally, I think at this age, I pretty much know like how to choose the right man and who's right for me and who I'm right for, which is I already got him. So there's really not much to do, much else. And he was a very good pick. And my dad met him, everything was good because I already knew what my family expected of me, what I expected of, my relationship, what I expected of myself. So I'm 28.
Okay, so then let me ask you
no question at 28.
So let me ask you this follow-up question then, right? And then I'm gonna go back to Miss Helpmeet. So then what happens, right? Let's just say hypothetically, you meet the guy and you're like, oh, he's a sweet guy, he's the one for me. I made the right choice. But then he meets your dad, and your dad is telling you, Dominique, this guy right here, he is no good. I prefer for you not to be with him. So if your dad tells you that, what will be your response? What will you do?
I would say that's a hard question because me and my dad are very similar. So it's gonna be hard for that to happen. That hasn't happened so far. I guess here's the thing. My dad probably wouldn't say, like it would have to be what my dad saw in him. Like if my dad is seeing something to really say, don't date him, it got to be something horrible. Like my dad's he's not going to be like, oh, he doesn't drive this kind of car. Like, he's not going to say things like that. So if he says that, it has to be something that I already seen. Like I'm going to see it. Like, so me and my dad are very similar.
Like I said, in this hypothetical situation,
it's hard.
You're in love with this guy, and your dad's telling you the opposite.
My dad's telling me the opposite.
You're struggling.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes. I would stop dating him because I find great relationships all the time. I'll find another great one. It's okay. That one didn't work out. It's okay. It's cool. Then there's 1,000 fish in the sea. It's not hard to find a good man. So, next one. I'll move on. If my dad said that ain't working out, all right, that ain't working out, and I'll try again.
But in the ratio, there's more women than men. So are you sure about that?
In my 28 years of life, it ain't never been hard to find a good man. Okay.
Oh,
how many times did it take you to find your husband?
So I'm not married. We're gonna get married like when we have kids. It's more like a death benefits, things like that. It's easier to have the same last name. What? Sorry, how many?
Well, how many men were? Well, I'm not like sexual. You don't got to get into.
Okay, I was gonna say I've been on a couple of dates, but I've always been in a serious relationship since probably like in middle school. Like I've always been in like year plus. You know, I mean, year plus doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're a teenager, it's a lot. Okay, when you're 28, 3 years is a lot. Okay,
so would you say you've been in multiple relationships before the one you're with now?
Oh yeah, but that's because I need to find myself. I need to figure out what I liked, what I didn't like, and I was young and having fun, and I wasn't ready to like get married. I wasn't ready for that. I was ready to just explore. I also date women, so I didn't know if I wanted to be with a woman long term, a man long term. Happened to find a man. So yeah, I'm a very open, free person. So I love to have fun, meet new people. I lived in different states. So I've moved around. I've gone to college. So I've never been in a super serious relationship because I don't have the time. Like I always move. This college is coming next. I'm moving now. So it's always been just finding, what works for me. And then,
that would lead me to say, that reminds me. Okay, but that reminds me of something. I wouldn't advise women to go on a trip of finding themselves and sleeping with men or being with multiple men just to see what happens. That's one issue for me. I don't think any father worth his salt would be comfortable with his daughter just dating multiple women until multiple men or women or whatever until she feels like she's arrived at some epiphany or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I don't agree with that.
Okay.
A lot of women that go through whole phases and then they're mad at men right now for not really wanting a woman that's been picked over so many times. Your options get lowered when you allow things like that.
Your options get lower when you do things like that. Okay.
M3, hold on. M3, hold on. Can we? Because there's a lot of comments. Can you, before you respond, can we read the comments real quick?
Oh yeah, for sure. We will start off with
It's Atlanta Thrasher. I appreciate all of you more. That's where it's at.
Okay, let's see real quick. All right.
It's right after to give that baby some privacy.
Oh yeah. I got you though. Just remind me. There's going to be one question I want to ask, right? And that's the pick me and the pass me's or whatever. But
okay.
Just remind me if I forget. I appreciate all you. No, sorry. I appreciate all of you more. Okay. Laughing emoji from Sheree. Okay. LL. And then just to be clear, actually we did read that part. Hold on. Did I read that part? Okay. Humankind, no gender being slided here. He said he agreed with K. Marion. She agrees too. These are the emojis when, I guess when they do the little selfie thing or fist bump. Okay. LL at Queen. Asked one dad for his daughter's hand. That guy drove me to 4K in debt.
Wow.
And then another crying emoji. Another LL. Laugh out loud. If you are going to vet a person, choose an outside party. Hire a stranger. Hey, if you want to hire me, like you can slide some cash in to my cash app. We are sometimes too much like our family. I think he meant to say our family, and that makes group think that makes the group think not a good thing if your family is prone to making bad choices.
Yep.
Queen just said it. Her and her dad are similar. Yeah, I guess so. I think he's trying to say they both make bad choices. But hey, that's what it is. Okay, sex is good and all, but so is pizza. And pizza will kill you slowly. Okay. Both food and sex set off endorphins in the what's it called? Wait. I can't even pronounce it, but you got it. Okay, system. Oh, thanks, dear. I heard you. All right, in the brain. And it says, yeah, he was going to pay for the wedding. Dan bolted, had to max out my credit.
Wow.
Okay.
I missed it. What happened?
Wow.
Wait, I have a question. I missed you.
Wait. Hold on, Dominique. I have a question for Miss Helpmeet real quick, and then I'll let you talk because I know you have a lot to say. Miss Helpmeet, I want to get your thoughts. I know there was I think it was like a live video that you did or something, right? That talked about when women are being called like the pick me girls, and it reminded me of another video of a woman, another woman who was called Pick Me, and she said that I'd rather be a pick me than to be a pass me type of girl. And we all know about the pass me's. The pass me's are the ones that just get passed around, going from guy to guy, and the pick me's are the ones who pretty much got the ring on their finger. So I want to know, what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's self-explanatory. I think it's a way of shaming women for being women, being feminine and loving male leadership. They like to throw shaming tactics. You know, a lot of feminists like to shame you into thinking how they think. So, I mean, I've been called pick me because of some of my views, and I completely agree. I am a pick me. I definitely want my husband to pick me. I definitely want men to pick me to protect me. I do not believe in the independent woman narrative. So I just see it as another shaming tactic. I kind of like it into someone calling you, making fun of you because you're smart. You know, like when you're in school, like, you like to read books, you're stupid. Like, you got to be pretty stupid to feel bad about that. So
yeah,
it's
let's
just
give a round of applause for that, though. You know, a lot of women used to get shamed, and that's when they kind of follow the trend, because nowadays women value their friends more than they value getting husbands.
Well, that's not the right way. Friends.
Well, that's what's going on, like, in today's society.
You can't have a baby with your friend. You can't build a life with your friend.
Yeah, Sheree Chicago says, if you got married or plan to be married, then you got what you want to get picked.
The key is staying married, though. A lot of people, you know, there's a lot of unhappy marriages.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Everyone likes talking about marriage. But did you stay married? Are you staying married? Are you happy while you're married? Is the marriage going well for you? I believe in the word pick me, but not for that reason. I believe pick me. I saw that video too, and I was like, oh, I thought pick me was more about like race, like, you know, like the black people that are like, you know, all like trying to like, I don't know, conform to like the white view or whatever. And it's like, pick me, master, pick me. That's how I always saw it. So I would say pick me would only be if you weren't married and you were unsuccessful with relationships and you didn't have a man and you couldn't get a man and you were saying all this, then maybe I'd be like, oh, she like pick me, and nobody even picking her. Then I might say a comment like that. But you know, you talk because that's what you live. So as long as you're honest, I'd respect the honesty. Talk how you live. And you got picked. So, but I missed your response to me and my
what did you say?
Multiple relationships that I've had.
Let me recall it. Multiple relationships. I'm trying to remember exactly what you said. So if you want to say it again while I'm remembering, it might help.
She's talking about finding herself.
Oh, yes. I was saying that I don't agree. It reminded me of the previous question, what is a piece of advice that you would give to women, single modern women? And I would not advise women to go on a trip of finding themselves if that means that they're going to be with multiple men. I don't think that you need to be in multiple relationships to find the one, or to arrive at some type of epiphany or understanding about yourself. If you want to understand yourself, those are things to do, to work out maybe in therapy or just be by yourself. But dating a whole bunch of men will lead you to being less valuable in the marriage pool.
Yes, I got an answer to that in 1 second. Let me walk this guy out the door.
Well, do what you gotta do. You can turn the camera off.
I will say, wow, these are.
I didn't think it was gonna get that deep, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna say this. And yes, and we got to call Sheree by her full name. Sheree B. Chicago. It's Sheree B. Chicago, like Michael B. Jordan. Sheree B. Chicago.
Sheree B. Chicago.
Sorry about it, Sheree. We apologize. But yes. With that being said, I think it depends on the person. Like, you know, I think Halle Berry could be with a billion dudes, but she's still gonna be Halle Berry. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I know that's a rare analogy, but I also think, like I said, I think it's a part of the person, their characteristics, their personality, and who they are. You know, and that's why, you know, That's why I would think it's more of just who they are and how they've grown from those experiences. I do believe people do need to, find themselves, though. You know what I'm saying? In any aspect. Now, how they go through that process is kind of really up to them. There is a healthy way to do it, of course. I will say that. But if they need to do that by being in different relationships and kind of find their way, then that's fine. As long as it's not like they're like in multiple marriages or something like that, or having multiple kids by different people, then I think that's problematic. Because now you are making life-changing decisions, and you're not able to commit fully, and that's not good. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. So I would definitely say that.
Yeah, they definitely. That's common. That's a common thing within dating a lot. You're likely to get pregnant along the way. You're likely to get hurt along the way, and now you got a lot of issues you need to deal with. It's too risky, in my opinion.
Right.
But people are able to do what they want. I don't want no one to take anything that I'm saying to say you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. I'm just saying, if you're going to do what you're going to do, take accountability for it and understand that there are consequences and don't complain about it.
I agree with that. I tell everyone can't have the same life as everyone else. What works for me, which is a lot, and people don't understand that because a lot works for me, that usually wouldn't work for most people. So I'm always telling people, don't try to live my life because what I do might not work for you. But I also have a lot of friends that it works for. That's why we hang out with each other. But I would say when it comes to, you mentioned something about therapy. No, finding myself had nothing to do with my childhood trauma or anything like that. Nothing that I needed therapy for. But you say I'm in high school, right? And I'm one person. I grew up in the hood. I'm one person, and I'm learning things as I go. So that high school boyfriend is no longer my boyfriend now leaving high school because now I've changed to a different person. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to change, but that was still a great person to have in my life. I learned something from each of my relationships. I also learned a lot and gained a lot. Like going to college came from one of my 3-year relationships, and helping me get my laptop and my camera and like going to photography. A lot of my things that I've learned have come from these relationships. So when I say finding myself, like I said, I went to college in San Francisco. Was I going to tell my boyfriend that like, hey, I'm never going to go to college for you? No, we're he wanted to do one thing. I wanted to do another thing. Okay, cool. So I'm 19, 20. Now we separate. Now I go to college. I dated a woman, that was great. Decided I want to be back in New York. Decided I want to be a nurse. Like I changed my life. Like, so when I say finding myself, I mean, finding out what I want to do, what career path I want to go to, which is why I've gone to college twice. And now I figured it out. I want to be a nurse. I've gone through all these different activities. Like I am so creative. Now I know, what? I love sewing more than everything. So
Can I say something to that?
Huh?
Can I just say something to that really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as that, I guess I don't understand because I feel like as people, we change continuously. Like right now, me and my husband from 6 years ago, I'm not the same person that I used to be 6 years ago, and neither is he. But I would never think we got to part ways because I'm changing or you're changing. Those are things, I don't know. It's kind of a big thing to do to switch a person because of something you changing.
I would say if I'm moving across the country, then yeah, that's a change. Like that's a change that I wanted to go to college. That's something that I needed to do for me. I wanted to be in arts. I wanted to do all that stuff. So yeah, I love this relationship, but I'm also 19. Like I'm not gonna, not pursue college for a 19-year-old relationship. Now that person is great. We, I have that person on the back burner now. We can talk. We're friends. We're, cool. So it's just like for me, my man now, I'm going to change. Yeah, I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be a this. I'm going to be a that. But these changes are changes to make with someone. The changes I was making before were changes I needed to make on my own. And I agree with any woman or especially young woman. If you're in a relationship, like I just told a girl who's been with this guy since she's 15 and she's 18 thinking about college and she wants to go away. And he's like, no, stay here. But he's not even going to go to college. So like, just go to college, girl. Go to college. You're 18. You don't have a great family life. You don't have a great background. If you stay here with him, it's going to hold you back from so much. You might go to college and meet your husband, meet the man of your dreams, meet the man.
Or you might go to college and meet someone and leave him because you got to go somewhere else.
Right? Or you might do that. Or you might do that too. But I don't have trauma from my relationships. I don't have any like negative things that I'm giving. If anything, a lot of positivity that I give to my man now is things that I learned from these relationships, things that I learned. Okay, you know what? Maybe this person isn't great for me, but you're young. You meet someone, you're trying it out, and then you realize, okay, we're compatible, but you know what? We're not like, it's just a few things that might not work out long term. So I agree with anybody saying, hey, I see something now that I realize that long term this won't work, or hey, I'm realizing now that I mean, I was a teenager, like I was young. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life yet. That's just it.
That's why I think that's why I think women need the leadership.
I didn't need a man to tell me what to do. I still wouldn't have. If I met a man, then he wouldn't have known I wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah,
I don't think any of my ex-boyfriends would have known that I needed to be a nurse. Like, you know,
they probably would have been okay with it. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't think people should get in serious relationships until they're ready. And if it means you don't know what you want and you don't know what you need or where you're going in life, then stay single, or, you know, do what you want. You can have, you know, I don't agree with it, but
that's what comes with learning. So that
I
learned.
That's why we go to the elders. That's why we go to wisdom. We don't go try to just trial and error. Trial and error is for children. It's foolishness. We govern children. You know, we lead them. We help them through that foolishness to be.
But being a teenager isn't being a child. Like I'm an adult as a teenager.
I didn't hear you.
No, I was saying because like what I'm talking about is, one, I'm 28, right? So I've been with my man since what, like 24, 25. Right? We've been together for a long time. So these relationships that I'm talking about are between like middle school and the end of college. Yeah. You know, so at that age, like I'm listening to my elders, but I'm also still, I'm around so many different kinds of people, different races, different backgrounds. It's a lot of things that I didn't learn yet because I was in the hood. Like I learned a lot being in the hood, but then I got out of it and it's like, oh, now I'm learning this. Oh wait, now I met someone from here. Now I'm learning different cultures. Now I'm learning different things. Oh, okay, well maybe black people could do more. Like it's like things that change.
But that stuff doesn't really.
At 24, 25, I said to myself, I met the man. Oh, perfect. I know what I want. I know what I want out of life. I know where I'm going. I know what it is. And now I'm done. And now we're good. And now we're trying for a baby. You know, so now we're good. But I love the way my life went. My life has been like from middle school, not talking about childhood trauma, but my life has been amazing from middle school until now. Amazing. And it's because of these people that I met. Like I've experienced so many
of your relationships that you had.
And I love it. And it works great for me.
I'm clarifying. Is it because you saying all that is good because of the relationships you had in the past?
I want to say, I don't know. Maybe if I did try different relationships, maybe I wouldn't have got. I don't know. So I'm saying the way that my life went, I wouldn't change it because it went great. It worked perfectly for me. It worked 100% perfectly. It might not work that way for every woman. Like I have a friend that I say, I'm not going to tell you how what to do with your man the same way I do with mine because it's very different. Like my life, like people don't understand it. Like my life is great. It's great. It's great. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It was great. I loved it, and I'm where I am now. And I got stories for days. I love it.
Okay, before we get to the next question, I'm gonna have to read all these comments. We have like at least like 20 of them. Best in the world. Do you mind reading like most of these comments?
I don't mind at all, sir.
Okay, for sure. Let me start off with going up to. We love that where he said, did somebody say pizza? Well, actually, he says someone needs to pick me up a pizza. If someone says pizza, you know, I'm loving the humor, chat. I appreciate you guys. Sheree B. Chicago says, pick me is a woman version of a blink pander. You know what that means? Okay. I've had to remove myself from relationships to finally start discovering myself. 20 years of my life lost with 3 failed marriages. Now I'm starting to know who I am and what I want and need. Okay. Kasheen says LL at Atlanta Thrasher. I read those comments on pizza in Shaggy Scooby-Doo's voice. Okay. And then he says people can make you happy, but it's not their job. And then he says Zoinks, you know, in reply to Kasheen. Not their job. Okay. I don't know. That's supposed to be like a ring or something. But she said, I appreciate that. Sheree B. Chicago says, I appreciate that. Best in the world. Just Sheree is fine though.
Chicago, definitely.
Yeah.
Much love, sister. Most definitely.
But I love the full Sheree B. Chicago, you know. If if you don't get more likes, I'm going to go to M3's house and steal that shirt. I'm like, hold on. Hold on, man. Not the Canada shirt, okay? And sub too, he says. M3's shirt will make my beard thicker. Okay. She says, I totally agree with Miss Helpmeet. I'm trying to remember. It was something about
stuff. The relationship stuff, right? I think it popped up.
Yeah, but it was something that maybe I haven't highlighted that yet. The trial and error. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, who had free time to meet someone at college? Facts is at Miss Helpmeet. She was agreeing to your comment, Miss Helpmeet, about trial and error are for children. Okay. Also, Atlanta Thrasher says, I agree with that. I YouTube everything. I'm going to break anything.
I'm not going to break anything.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to break anything trying to fix it myself. I'm too poor for that. Okay. Touching the hot stove or putting this in my mouth. Let me see. Let's see. I'll let someone else touch it and learn from their mistakes. Okay. Sharabi Chicago says, I do agree. Knowledge in relationships. Thank you. And a bleep pander is that thing between you and your.
Oh, my JJ.
Yeah. You're JJ.
The JJ.
Yes. I mean, I should do the beat. Whatever.
Girl and my JJ sounds good enough for me. So okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
I also have a stencil of a vagina right on my laptop right here. Just saying. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead to the number 5 question. Thank you, Dominique. Y'all funny. Miss Helpmeet is like, man, what kind of interview is this? I came for an interview, not for a debatable discussion. But Miss Helpmeet, what are your goals and dreams?
Well, I want to be a marriage psychologist or a marriage therapist. I want to impact young women's lives. So I actually have a dream vision of me as an older, more mature woman with more knowledge in front of young women, giving them the game. Giving them a little bit of information about how to conduct themselves in lives and not run into a lot of mistakes that a lot of women are running to, hitting that wall and being hitting the wall of reality. Like there's a lot of things you can do to avoid some bad things in your life as a young woman. And I believe that women, our youth is our prime time to really get things, get what we want. Not like using men or anything, but beauty and youth is something that it's our crown, in my opinion, when it comes to seeking. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Those are my goals, and I want to scale my business to be I'll just say I want to scale my business to be a bit larger. I have lots of business ideas. Me and my husband come up with many ideas. So I see it. I see us in Ireland somewhere, but we have this whole vision board and everything. So my goals are really to be a mature woman that's giving something valuable to younger women at the end of the day.
I feel like you're doing it right now by helping Dominique out.
Yeah, I don't need help.
Dominique don't need help. She's independent. She got it. She got it figured out.
Well, I didn't say I was independent because the reason why I will never be broke is I'm always in a relationship. I'm not independent. Okay, I love I'm independent. I'm independent in a way of if I didn't have a relationship, could I take care of myself? Then yeah, like I can take care of myself. But I'm not independent because ask my man, I'm very codependent.
Well, I mean, within in mindset, you don't need anyone to tell you nothing. You got it all figured out.
I'm definitely codependent. Like I'm like, babe, so you taking me to the mall? Yeah, no, I'm that little codependent. Just I'm honest. I'm an independent mindset, but I'm with my man. I'm definitely codependent. I'm a brat. Okay. I'm like, babe, please just take my back. Yeah. I'm codependent with my male clients too. I'm like, oh, John, come get my suitcase out of the car.
Well,
I'm just a brat.
Yeah, I mean, there's using men, and then there's being dependent on men or interdependent. So I mean, feminists will laugh and say, "Well, I'm not a feminist today because I want the man to take out the trash." Or
I'm one of those.
That's not really feminist.
I didn't say I needed to be equal on taking out the trash, bro. I just said I work the same job and do the same amount of work. I want the same amount of reciprocation, but I didn't say I wanted to take out trash. If I take it out, just say thanks.
I do agree with that. Women who work the same job and do the same work should get the same pay, but it's just most women don't do the same job that men are doing, where they're complaining about. So it's I don't know. Most women are taking off work more. They're not able to do the same labor that the men are able to do. They're not working the same hours. So they work
that depends on the job.
That depends on the job. Depends on the job.
I worked retail, and I when I said, when I have my lazy days, and I'd be like, guys, can you get this for me? But if everyone was doing their own thing, and my section needed to be the way it needs to be because I was a supervisor, and all my stuff got to be like this. I don't play. Then guess what? I'm definitely jumping on that ladder, and I can lift the same box that most of the men at my job can lift. Yes,
I'm a very strong woman too. Physically, I can lift a lot.
Yeah, so I don't think it's
everything my husband can. I'll be right. To say I can pick up 100-pound boxes back and forth, or even 70-60 pounds. I can do it, but our physical bodies are made different than men, so our wear and tear is going to be a lot faster than men. So we're just not built to do that stuff. We can do it, but should we do it on a regular basis? No, not really.
Okay, well, I just want to give out a shout out to all the female firefighters out there, the females in the army, the ones out there, but with rifles.
They're not doing what the men are doing
it just like the men, and that are in training and less tired than the men out there, and the men are more tired than them sometimes.
They're not doing the same.
Let's just not take that away from the women that actually.
In the military, the women are not doing the same thing physically. They have lowered the standards for women. It is not the same. I can't agree. Even in firefighting, it's not the same. It's just not. It's facts. You can look it up. It's women are not doing the same thing as the men because you can't. We can't.
Oh.
You just can't. You can't. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So what about
problem?
What about female gynecologists versus male gynecologists? Because if we are living in a patriarchal world, right? Yeah. Let's say, and the men are doing, the work or whatever, and the women are staying home. I'm pretty sure things got a little bit better when women started checking other women's vaginas and they knew what was, because we know what's going on.
We know just because you have a vagina don't mean you know what's going on. Ask my 11-year-old daughter; she couldn't tell you everything about it.
But we talking about medical wise. If you are studying that, and you're going to study yourself more. I feel like a female gynecologist is. I feel like a female gynecologist would understand also the symptoms that I'm describing to her. Sometimes
she might understand we don't know how
to describe it in the correct way or the way that the men learned from the books. So I wouldn't want to take away female gynecologists. I wouldn't want to take away.
I wouldn't want to take away either.
Technically, back in the day, that's a male job. Like women aren't.
They were good at it though. They were good at it still. They didn't need a woman to come and do it. It didn't all of a sudden
get better when women came through. This ain't it didn't get better.
Well, how did
there's nothing that's gotten better when a woman came and also helped or took it over?
Give an example of women taking over something and it got better.
I would say when it comes to a lot of things, when it comes to children, right? I think that the way that it was, ACS, all that stuff, I think that women do make things better. Like we do, like when it comes to things like, ACS and stuff like that. If men dominated that field, social work, if men really dominated that field, I think it would be different. It wouldn't be as much sympathy. People wouldn't get as much help as they needed.
Yeah, I definitely think we should be
I think that women, you definitely need shows for my son that, sorry. Let me know.
I agree. When it comes to children and humanitarian jobs and stuff like that, women do dominate because that's channeling or nurture. That's fine.
So that in that case,
women shouldn't work.
Patriotic and not work. We need to be in these fields.
A patriarchal society doesn't mean you don't work. Women don't work.
Okay.
Men are leading, and if a man says, "Hey, you'll probably be best working in childcare." I want you in childcare. Women are probably pushed back, like, I want to be an engineer, though. No,
but maybe
some probably be best in childcare.
Yeah. So if you're not nurturing, then you wouldn't. If you're not nurturing, right, and you are a little more stocky and built as a woman, then you technically would be better, or whatever your mind, whatever. I forget what engineering is. But if let's say you know that more, you would be better in engineering than you would be in childcare. Because if you have, not every single woman has motherly instincts. We know that. Not every single
A lot of
woman
women
is
are
nurturing.
masculine. They have a lot of there is a lot of hormonal imbalances in women, and they don't like to address those. We just like to accept it, like, oh, this is just who I am. When in reality, there's a lot going on in your body that's not normal.
I think that's what everyone, no?
No, you gotta take care of yourself.
I think there are things that men have messed up in society. There are things that women have messed up in society. There are things that men make better in society. There are things that women make better in society, which is why I, as a feminist, believe in equality when it comes to work and things like that. Because some of these jobs, they need the women there. Some of these people, they need this. The small crawl spaces, they need that short little 5-foot firefighter lady. That the guys say, like, how many 5'5", you know, firefighter males are you gonna find? You need that.
A lot of short guys.
I think, yeah, but a lot of them are not going to be firefighters. Like, you know, so it's like, you need, like, because women feel like, you know, I can do it. I'm going to go and do it. That's why you have 5'5", you know? I don't know. I just think that it's
like a rare
for women and men to both be in these roles.
Men can just break down things.
If your relationship works where your man leads you, do that. If your relationship works where, you know, your man's a stay-at-home dad and you work all the time, do that. Whatever works for you. But none of it is wrong. I think. I don't think
if a man is comfortable staying home with his children while the woman works, that's not anything
wrong.
Ask
Mr. M3 how he feel about that, because he said that's not a man.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as the
stay-at-home dad is not a man.
If it's the man's decision, if it's the woman is fighting to be outside the house and doesn't want to listen to her husband and none of that, then that's you know, it's problematic. But if a man's like, I want to stay home, I think that what she's doing is good and whatever, to each their own. But in the natural world, the natural order of things, women, we're more at ease and we're more feminine when we don't have to carry that burden. That's just in general how it is. So in general, that doesn't work.
I respect you saying that some like in general, but not for everyone. It's not that way for everyone. That's always my thing. Like, not saying that it doesn't work for maybe most, but for me, I just don't like when a lot of people put it on everyone be this way. If you dated, you know, like, for example, we just had a conversation. If you date a bunch of people, you have trauma. Like, I don't have any. If you're in a toxic relationship, like, that's, you know, gonna weigh on you. Some people can and some people can't. So I just don't like the full. Is it called a blanket statement? Like when you
it's a blanket statement.
I was like, I had to like do the motion to make sure I had it right.
Well, people, a lot of people that I've met, I've had conversation with people where they say they don't have issues, everything was lovely, but once you get to know them, you find out that's not true. A lot of people, we hold up a veil over us. We don't want people to see inside. We don't want to admit things. So I don't take that as like concrete evidence to say that this is the right way. When someone says, well, my life is wonderful, I don't know what you went through. And a lot of times people trying to make points, they don't like to bring up, you know, how messed up their decisions or what the consequences were with that. So,
I agree with you. If you ever watch me on the stream, you'll see I'm like one of the ones. I'm always like, because I did this wrong when I was young, and that's what I did, and I know I did it wrong, and now I changed. So I love that. I'm definitely one of those people that's like.
So yeah. So let me say this, right? Okay, when roles are reversed, you know, life is backwards. I don't care how you want to put it. A stay-at-home dad is not a real man, in my personal opinion. And if you think that a woman likes it, hell no, she does not like it. How many women wants to be stay-at-home moms if they had the choice? If the dad was doing financially well, okay? If I was like a millionaire, do you think my wife would work? You know, as much as all that teaching stuff that she likes to do, she probably would do it just for fun, you know? But as far as like her choice to probably stay at home, if I could provide that, she not working. She will take the offer.
She's not working.
She will take the offer.
We all know they're not gonna work. We all know this. They're not gonna work. We millionaires. They're not working. What's the point? You know what I mean? You could be somewhere in a resort in some black sand or working. You're gonna choose that black sand in that resort. Anybody would.
Some women though. Some feminists, some women and some feminists don't want to be in a position where they're depending on a man. They want to have an exit strategy. So I would say you're in a healthy dynamic. It's just true, but some people have an issue with with that because they want to have an exit.
Ms. Help me. They may say that. They may say that until they feel that tropical breeze in that Bahama Mama.
I think every woman.
All that feminism go right down the drain. But look, we got to guess.
every woman should have a backup plan. I do believe that because anything can
we
happen.
got to bring on the guest.
If you have, okay, go ahead.
We got to bring on the guest.
So let's hope she's ready because she's been patient for a minute. Let's go ahead and bring Queen Forever 2K21. What's up, Queen?
Hey.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
And we're gonna drop the link pretty soon, y'all. We're gonna drop the link pretty soon.
Actually, you know, I should I need to drop the link now because it's already at the 1 hour and 24-minute mark. So hey, I apologize, chat. It's a lot that's going on. We got Dominique that's arguing for nothing. And, you got Miss Helpmeet that's trying to speak some facts. But it just is what it is, though. It's the yin and yang.
That's the Dom way.
I'm just tweeting my
That's the Dom way.
My son understand home for being stuck at home. She does zero at home.
Queen, how was your day?
It's good. It's still going.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Mine too. I'm at work
till midnight.
Queen, you have any questions for Miss Helpmeet?
Well, I want to say, I really like what you're saying, what you're sharing, and your point of view. I think, I do think that I never think about this like feminism because I'm just not a feminist. I believe in equality as far as, with the Me Too movement. I don't think any woman should be harassed or sexually assaulted and be told to shut up. That's my only agreements with the Me Too movement. I don't know much more about it, but I do think that back in the days when women were at home nurturing the kids, and I do think the family dynamic has been destroyed partially with the feminist movement. I believe that everything had good intentions, but then it went left, and I think it's all about, taking the parts that work and not just saying, oh, burn your bras. I don't need a man. I got this. Because at the end of the day, you don't, and I think a lot of people are unwilling to admit, I watch my family. I watch my parents. There were times my dad was at home because he got laid off and he got back to work real quick. But I watched them both juggle, and I watched my mom be at home at times, and my dad telling her, hey, you don't have to go back right now. You can stay as long as, do whatever, 6 kids. So, I think it's all about your dynamic. And I think one of the questions you had up on the screen, M3, was, what would you tell something about the younger kids, the younger girls?
Generation,
yeah. And I think I would just tell them to shut up and listen. I don't feel like they're willing to hear anything. It's like everybody knows everything. Ain't nobody teachable. Everybody, I do this, and at the end of the day, it's bullshit. We all have trauma. We all have issues. Nobody's perfect. The perfect man, the perfect woman does not exist. And I think we hide things with tangible things, meaning some people run to drugs, some people run to sex, some people run to alcohol, some people shut down, some people shop. We all mask what's really going on with other addictions that we get into to try to fulfill us until one day we sit. Some people never sit and admit it and face their demons, but some people will eventually get to that point where they crash and they go, you know what? Wow. There is an emptiness in me and that I'm trying to mask. So I just think, I would tell the younger people, just shut up long enough to hear somebody out, and not shutting up to just be ready to say your response, but be willing to allow somebody to teach you. We all should be teachable. Nobody reached to the point where they're unteachable. Everybody can learn from everybody. And I think that's what's wrong with the younger generation. They think they know everything, and they don't. They know nothing. They're just running around trying to figure it out. And you're like, been there, done that. I look at my older sister's lives. I learned a lot, and it kept me from getting into a lot of situations because I watched them and I learned from them, and I was willing to hear, Cornelia, don't do that, or, Queen, don't do that, whatever. And at first I was like, man, shut up. But then I was like, yo, you was right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I actually allowed them to help me. And I think that's what's wrong. That's what's missing. So I think with your goal, Miss Helpmeet, to influence younger women, I think I can DM you and see how I can help you with that. Because I'm all on board. I'm a social worker. I deal with transitional age youth. I deal with older youth. I deal with everybody. And I really just want to be able to impact someone to go, I'm not trying to tell you how to live, but if I can veer you from going down that same road, I want to help,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would tell younger generation. Shut
I
up
love
and
it.
listen. Shut up and listen.
Yes, that's great advice.
Mhm.
And my mother was a social worker, so I definitely understand the work, and you're appreciated. It's a hard job.
Ooh, girl, this pandemic ain't did nothing but make me work harder.
I know.
I've been at work every day,
Yeah.
overtime. I ain't never stopped.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. I
But
was gonna
yeah,
be a
so
social worker.
that's just my thing, And I want to study more about the patriotic society and feminism because, like I said, I think everything started off with good intentions, but I think everybody has their own agenda, so it just veers. It veers, and it's not about. I think we have to get out of this mind frame against it's men against women, because that's not what it's about. It's not about if I tell you something, I'm trying to hurt you, or I gotta protect myself or whatever else. But if you trust the person you're with, you don't have to worry about that because you trust their leadership. That means you don't trust the person you're with. You have doubts. And that's my thing, is that if I don't have any doubts, I trust that if my husband wants to do this or go over here, that's what's best for us. So plan B's to me are for people who really don't agree with plan A.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that plan B to my plan B? Because my plan B was you should have a plan B just in case your husband like passes away or anything like that, or if he gets sick or if he gets in a car crash. You need to be able, now you have to like take care of your kids. Are you just gonna go find a new husband?
That's called plan A. That's not plan B. That means that you've already worked that out in your relationship.
Maybe the wrong word, but I think that every woman should have something that they know how to do, so that if that does happen in their marriage or their relationship, and to be honest, you can be the perfect woman, you can never do anything wrong, and humans are humans. This man could just, whatever, and now you have kids. So yeah, trust everyone, but humans are human, and not, like you said, not every man is perfect, not every woman's perfect. So you could do everything right. And maybe this man out of nowhere just changes who he is, or maybe something happens that changes, or maybe he loses his job, or, so it's just make sure that you can take care of yourself or your kid. If something happens to him, if he gets hit by a car, if he, anything, you never know. Just make sure.
But that's false. There's nobody changes. No, hold on. Nobody changes overnight. Nobody just wakes up one morning and wants to become a serial killer. That's something that's happening as the days go on. So it's all about whether you know that person and communicate. I didn't say anybody was perfect, but nobody wakes up one day and is completely different than what they was the day before. That doesn't happen. There's no such thing as that. It's someone who's becoming that. So it's called a process. Everybody goes through a process. So even in relationships, like Miss Helpmeet said, where she was 6 years ago is not where she's at now, and it's not where her husband's at, just like me and my husband. But it's called communicating and growing and evolving together and changing. But nobody just wakes up one morning and says, oh, I just want to go rob a bank. It's something you've been contemplating and thinking about for a while.
Right, but you might not have let your wife know that. So when you do decide to go to her, maybe it is wait, I knew we had issues, but I didn't know you were ready to just like leave. And yeah, like I said, you can do everything right. You can, think that this person, and anything can happen. So it's not about fear and trauma. I don't have no fear and trauma, but I have seen, and a man changing was one of the tiny things out of the other things I said. It was mostly about like, you never know what can happen to your husband. Like I said, he can lose his job, he can get by a car, he can get sick, all those things can happen. And also he can possibly change
life
it.
insurance.
The last thing that was on there. But yeah, you can, I mean, I don't know. I've seen women who their house burned down or their man died and now they're homeless and poor because they don't have any skills at all.
They didn't prepare. Yeah, I mean that comes with a widow. Being a widow sucks. But if you have life insurance or if you have anything, you have to set up these things with your husband, not separate. Like, oh, I need to have a job to stack money to the side just in case. No, have a savings. Where's your family savings at? If you don't have that, then you're not really, you're not managing your household correctly.
I'm not talking about a plan B as far as taking care of your family. I'm talking
that's
about
what I was talking about when I said plan B.
Most people when they say a plan B, they're talking about, oh, if he mess up, I'm packing my bag. I got a place to live. I got me a car. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I was talking about
alternative to doing what you need to do to keep your family or your situation together. That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on, ladies. Hold on. I got to give a shout out to some people in the chat. I definitely have to give them some love and some shout out. Shout out to Adam. Yeah, Adam, what's up, brother? What's going on? You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Shout out to the King Gene. Yes, shout out, brother. And shout out to Pills and Ibiza. Thank you, Pills and Ibiza. You're not being a troll today. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You actually making sense. Thank you.
As a career. Hold on, real quick, right? I know I won't be able to read all those comments because I think I missed most of them, but just I want to say my apologies, like chat. You guys doing a great job. The best I could do right now at this point is to highlight your comments, but when I get a chance to read it, I will try to get a chance to read it. Like King Gene says, it sounds like a parachute to me. I do want to get to the number 6 question. And I know it's important. I know, Dominique, I know you have to go in a minute. So I want to make sure that you're around.
I'm coming right back.
Wait, how?
She should be right back.
Yeah, I just got to leave work.
Oh, okay. But I think this will be a good question for the ladies to talk about. And Queen, you could feel free to still stick around for this one. But I'm just going ahead and just post it on there. And chat, you guys could answer this too.
Answer this question again.
You will answer this question, Don.
I will not answer this question again.
Do you believe that women should be submissive?
Oh, hit that gong.
Hold on. Okay. My phone is a little slow, but okay. You're not playing? No, I'll have to switch it up real quick. I know it's gonna be some feelings. Well, mostly for one person.
Thank you, Kenji. No.
What is he saying no to?
This question, and I can't even answer the same way because I've realized that what I think is submission is different. So the submission you guys are talking about is different from what I thought the first time we had this conversation.
Well, I want to know what you think submission is then first.
So submission, whenever I hear about women being submissive, right? Now, one for me, I've been a submissive woman before, right? For me, that's a sexual relationship. Dom, self, whatever. That's one thing. The other way that I hear submissive besides that is like, you always hear women say like, oh, if your man says this, you're supposed to just do it. Or, if your man says go here, you're supposed to just go. Like, don't ask questions. Don't say anything back. Don't have any feelings. Just sit there and be quiet.
That's right.
Shut your mouth. You don't exist. That's how I've always heard it. And he's saying you're right. So that's how I've heard it. So for me, I'm a human being. I can't have a feeling. Like, I can't talk. Like, I can't say,
you got too much feelings, girl.
Let me show you. This is the way I feel about it. Maybe let me just show you a different perspective. I hear what you're saying. Like, I'm not allowed to do that. Like, what?
I get what you're saying. I mean, he's a leader. I mean, do you trust him or not? Like, what's her name? I'm sorry. Queen Forever. 2K21 said it's a trust issue. If you trust your man. Now it's not to say, I know Mr. Best in the World, he's pretty.
So that's where I was coming from. That's where I was coming from.
If you are having a conversation with your man and he's like, no, we're gonna do this, and you're like, what about this? No, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. I have conversations like this with my husband sometimes. Like, babe, what do you think this? A lot of times he does like, okay, I can see the logic in that. But sometimes it's, no, we're doing this. And I shut up. I learned that as a child. My mother and my father, they've been married over 40 years now. And if
congratulations.
Something, she used to tell me, I can't do anything, Tara. Your dad said this, and that's a wrap. He's the leader. You gotta trust him.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but did you hear the way I explained it and the way he answered? That's that exact point.
Because at the end of the day, that is it.
That is it. Yeah.
So for me, that's what I don't agree with. I don't agree but you just said that sometimes you say to your man something and he may say we're still doing this, but you're allowed to say it, right?
Yeah.
You just said yes, and I said you're not allowed to say nothing, sit there and be quiet. He was like, right.
Sometimes he might say shut up. Maybe
but not with every single thing. Like
man, a man who loves you, he's gonna lead properly, and
that's right. And that's what I said. If your man loves you, then you don't have to. Words and doing any of you don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, but he might know that you pop off at the mouth too much, and he might just be
a little too much. Yep.
You know, I need to make this decision, and you're clouding my judgment. Shut up. You got to be able to shut up.
And I can respect that. And that's not about me. If my said that to me, and I know I talk too much, I'm gonna be quiet. But that's not about me being quiet. I know I talk too much, and I know he's right. I'm gonna be quiet. I don't have to be. I don't have to use the word. Like I don't have to use any of these words. Like we have a relationship. We respect each other. It's a mutual respect thing. I have trust in him. He has trust in me. And that's it. Why are we gonna go with all these like all this extraness?
Submission is just
ain't no extraness.
Are you able to yield? Are you able to take orders? Are you able?
That's
to
right.
You know, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of women don't like it. It sounds like they say I'm not a doormat. You know.
Yeah. Are you able to say
if I truly don't, but I'm not going to say this. If I truly 100% believe and it's not to say that I don't trust my man, but he is human. He's not going to be right about 100% of the things.
He might not be, and you might not be either. He's the leader. If he makes a mistake, you have to trust him to be able to adapt and change.
Yeah, but if it's going to make a bigger issue down the road, I'm definitely going to say something about it. I'm not going to just sit there, shut up, be quiet. And when I see something that maybe he doesn't see, that I love my man. I'm not going to just let him go into a hole if I see something.
Yeah, if you see something, advise him. Let him know.
But that wasn't the conversation.
If he still doesn't agree, you still gotta yield. You have to be able to yield.
But it's not about.
I'm not absorbed. Wait, can I answer the comment? So I'm not absorbed in myself because I feel like 100% of the time I can't just do exactly what you say, how you say. I'm a human being. Maybe it's something that we need to have a conversation about once in a while. Yeah. So that's not being self-absorbed. That's being human. Like you can't know everything. No human being knows everything in life. That's why you have a partnership. That's how I feel.
You're awesome. But just like the advice I gave, sometimes you just got to shut up and listen.
But we're having a back-to-back. No, I thought we were having a conversation.
No, I'm just saying in general.
You
always said, you've said it before, that you don't need nobody to tell you nothing because you know it all. I got it all together. I don't need nobody advice. I know what I'm doing. Blah, 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 blah. But that's someone who's unteachable.
No,
so unteachable. Hold on. One second. When you're unteachable in the smallest situations, you're unteachable in the big situations. And that's the problem. The problem is, I think you're awesome, whatever. But at the end of the day, you young people today think you know everything. And you don't know shit. I love you, but y'all don't know it all. I don't know it all. Sometimes you just got to shut up and listen. And that's the attitude. So when you have that attitude and that energy, it comes across in every situation, every interaction. It comes, you become a Kia, know-it-all, a Kia, a phrase I termed in college. When I met people who act like they wanted to have a conversation, but all they want to do is regurgitate their opinion. They didn't want to hear anyone. They weren't influenceable, and they were unwilling to be taught. You're a Kia. You can't grow. And so when you become a Kia, you have masculine energy all the time. Don't matter if you can dress it up, make it up, do your hair, put on heels. You come across, when you have this kind of energy, women come across like they are unteachable. So when you become unteachable, unwilling to hear an opinion and to sift it. When I say something, I don't agree with everything or how it comes across with everything everyone says, but it's a willingness to sift what someone says, put it through a strainer, let what falls, and let those nuggets hold on to them. You have to be willing to be a sifter. And a lot of times the women today, especially younger women, they're unwilling to be sifters. That's why it worked so well back in the days, is because the women respected their elders. They were willing to sit at their feet and be taught. Didn't matter if they agreed with it or not. They were willing to be taught and listen. You hold on to things that your grandmother, your great-grandmother teaches you, your great-great-great-grandmothers, and you take what you can from it. But if you're unwilling to hear anything and you know it all through everything, you miss out on so much. And that's what's wrong with Generation X, or whatever y'all want to call yourselves these days. Is that y'all know it all. Y'all know it all, and you're unwilling to be taught.
Right.
Oh,
can I answer you back? Because I got to leave really quick and hop off and hop back on. Let me answer that to you, Queen. You asked me a question. You asked me if I am teachable, if I ever could listen to someone. And so it's kind of unfair that you just said that, because I answered you very honestly that day. And I said, I am teachable. I can listen to advice. You know, I can listen to someone tell me something, but there's certain situations where if I know myself, there's certain things that I'm pretty sure you know about you that someone can't tell you differently. So on this panel, do I listen to people in my outside life? Do I listen to my elders? Can I take advice? I take advice from everyone. I can talk to the lady in the supermarket, no problem, and do it. See, but this is why you get that energy, because when I talk, that's how it happens. So that's why you get that energy. So
that just started happening though. Let's not.
Yeah. Don't put that on us.
Streams. This has happened every time. That's why I even brought this energy. That's how it started. So here's the thing about this.
That's the thing.
It's not about me not being
feminine and submissive. Is not something you turn on and off. You can't say, okay, well, yeah, I'm submissive in romantic, intimate relationships. But that's not what let me finish so you can understand what I'm saying. Okay.
And this panel, I didn't know that this was a teachable moment for me, because I've also said things that you guys didn't agree with, and I didn't feel like you weren't receptive or you weren't unteachable. You have your views, I have my views, and I thought the point of the stream was to come here and share our views. But if the point is for me to learn something, from this, then that's different. But when I'm on the women's panel, I definitely don't have this energy. I definitely don't talk like this. I definitely don't I'm not combative like this. I agree, I disagree, I do all that. This is a different type of energy on here. It's a different type of energy with a lot of people. It's a different type of energy in the comments. So yeah, you get this. But as far as my personal life and my personal people, of course I listen to my grandmother. Of course I listen to my aunt. Of course I listen to the older lady in the supermarket telling me something about me and my boyfriend. Of course I do. But not here. This is just a stream. No, sorry. I'm not here to like be like, yeah, I'm listening. I hear you guys. I understand. No, you're sharing your opinion. I'm sharing my opinion. We making views. We getting likes. Like I didn't know that I was here to learn from anyone. I just thought we're sharing stuff. If you happen to listen, you do. If you don't, you don't. I don't have a problem with you guys not agreeing with anything that I say about my life or the way I think things should go. So I'm not a combatant to my boyfriend, to my family, and I think I've said that plenty of times. This is a live stream with people that I like. We're not talking to my best friend and my mom in the supermarket like that stuff. We're not talking to the older ladies at the church. We're not that I go to. We're not talking about that. I wouldn't talk to them this way. We're not having those conversations with them. I'm not talking to them like that.
Okay, Dominique, I gotta make this clear, right? This is a teachable moment for all of us.
Back on in a minute, but yes.
This is a teachable moment for all of us. This is not the Dominique show.
I'm not the only person that's not receptive. Like, no one listens to anything that I say, ever.
It's not about agreeing. It's just about being able to take in the information and digest it. Because it's evident in the pudding. If someone says something and your initial reaction is always to combat it, have something to say right away, like you didn't take any moment really to consider it and really let it soak in, it's apparent at some point.
But some of these conversations that we're having, some of these topics, I already know my stance on. Like, for example, where we talked about feminism and abortion and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I couldn't change your stance on that, right? No matter what I said. I'm pretty sure your stance would be the same, right?
On certain things, if you had some facts on certain things, I might change my stats. But
if I truly had facts on things like, let's say, abortion, would you change your mind?
Yes.
If I truly had facts on how me and the life I lived worked for me, and would you change your mind and live your life differently?
If you tell me your life works for you,
like if I tell you that things like, oh, I don't think that women should. Let's say I said I don't think that women should be submissive because it has always worked for me, right? Not saying I believe that, but let's say that's what I said, right? Women should never be submissive, right? And I said like, oh, because I have these friends that had great relationships and they weren't submissive, and when they were, it didn't work. Let's say I went into all that. Would you change how you were with your husband?
I'll be skeptical of it because of the data doesn't ring true in general.
So sometimes for me, the data doesn't ring true. And that's fair to say. And I may be young, yeah, but also it's okay for someone older to listen to someone younger. There's nothing wrong with that either. But on this stream here, like I said, the women's stream is very different in the energy that I bring than when I bring on here. So I thought if y'all want me to listen, then
no, it's not just about listening.
I feel like more just like
wait, hold on. I want to say this right.
My mom and my family and the people at home. Like I'm just here to have fun.
Hold on for this, Dominique. I'm gonna have to stop you real quick, right? Because now you're saying something right that's not even making sense. The whole purpose of the stream, right, is for everybody to have their own personal opinions, whether if you agree or disagree. But you know, when we have disagreements, and that goes for anybody, right? You know, we're going to have those type of disagreements. So, yes, this energy is a little bit different because unlike the women's stream or whatever, where you guys have something that you guys could agree upon, you guys haven't reached to a level where you guys are in a highly disagreeable standpoint. So you can't really judge.
No, like I like the energy on this stream. That's why I like it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, was I didn't like, was this, I'm not supposed to have this energy? Like, is this the wrong, this
no, you don't, no, like I said,
it's going a different way.
You're here you are here to bring your energy, but you're still talking. You see what I mean? Okay. Hold on. That's what, but I said, excuse me, okay?
Y'all always talking over people.
You know what, Dominique, the problem is, man, you and everyone else, right? I just don't listen, man. Nope. You know, DJ Eddie King. Do they listen or not?
Eddie,
well, I feel like all women don't listen. I still stand on that.
Take that. Thank you. None of us listen.
I'm in my car. I'm coming.
Miss Help Me. How you doing? Miss Help Me, please. Or is it Miss Help Me?
I'm great. I'm great.
Hey, how you doing? All right. Yeah, all women don't listen. Yeah, I still stand on that. Michelle.
Whatever.
Dominique, Dom, how you doing?
I was doing great. I ain't gotta listen to nobody on this stream. I listen to my mama and the
listen.
No,
listen.
My life. I don't have that much to be listening.
No, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
But look, this is what Dom's saying. Let me make it clear what Dom is saying. Let me put it in. This
right, but I'm gonna mute my camera.
Hold on. This is what she's saying, right? She's saying
certain.
Yeah. Where'd she go?
She had to clock out. She'll be right back.
Oh, she had to clock out.
I can hear you, Eddie. I'm listening.
Listen, okay. This is what she said, right? She said that in certain situations, right? Certain situations when it comes to, you know, a woman and a man, certain situations, you have to say no to certain things. For example, you know, if a man say, "Come on, honey, we finna go rob a bank." Hell no, we not doing that. Come on, honey, we finna jump off a bridge together. Hell no, what you talking about? You know, oh, hey, we finna go pet this grizzly bear. Hell no, so we can kill both of us. So basically, that's what certain situations she's talking about. I don't think she knew how to. I don't think she knew how to put it on a plate right. I don't think she knew. She was saying, she was talking too fast. You know, I couldn't really hear what she was saying. But yeah, still though, all you women don't listen. Okay,
Eddie.
All right,
Eddie,
I love you.
Eddie.
Yeah.
That's the problem. When you talk fast, and I'm not singling her out, I'm just talking in general.
Yeah,
when
you gotta slow down sometimes.
When you talk fast and you have a quick response, that means you didn't even hear a damn thing I said or the person said. Ask anybody. When you respond quickly, you haven't given your brain enough time to process what a person is saying because you're thinking about your response. That means you don't listen. So that's what I would tell the young generation. Shut the hell up and listen.
I listen
That's
to my
it.
grandmama and the people.
No, Dominique, it's not about you.
No, but she's saying it. She's saying in general. She's saying it.
That's
She's saying
the
in
problem.
general.
You don't listen.
No, listen. She's saying in general, Dom. That's what she's saying in general. With
Yeah.
the younger generation, and
Yeah.
they to me they don't listen. The younger generation, they really don't. You know, that's a problem. That is a problem. Matter of fact, Queen, how old are you, Dom? Are you like 22, 23?
28.
28.
Yeah. Oh, real quick though, right? I know I did cut off, right, Dom. I know that was my fault for cutting you off, right? But the only reason why I had to stop you, right, was because you was responding so quickly to Queen's comment, but it wasn't personally directed towards you. She was just saying in general, you know, people, they kind of put themselves in a. I kind of forgot a lot of things from what you said, right? But the listening part, you know, that's in general. When you talk fast and you're not listening.
Hold on.
You're not two women get at each other. You know what happens when two women get at each other?
Hold on. Everybody, hold on. We're not gonna assume things. Queen, did you mean in general? Or were you talking about Dom? What were you doing?
No, she said in
I
general.
was saying in general.
She mentioned in general.
Yeah.
Don't
She
shut
mentioned
up.
that.
They need to shut up and listen. They
Okay.
don't respond.
Yeah, you know.
She said that a few
Yeah,
times
she said that. You know, some men don't listen either. I got to put that. But it's more women, though. All you women, though, is
Shut
y'all
up,
the number
Eddie.
one chart.
Shut up, Eddie.
Y'all don't listen.
Don't start, Eddie.
I'm not. I didn't say anything.
Okay, well, Queen, if you were saying that in general,
Welcome
I
to the live
definitely
stream,
took
Miss
that
Helpmeet.
personal. I thought because you said something like that to me before, and you did start it off with. I thought you were talking to me. I honestly did. So maybe I thought I heard something that I thought when you started.
I was referring some of it to you, but I was
so
talking
that's
about
my answer because
the
I knew part of it was going to me.
the younger generation. The younger generation don't listen, and that's the problem. I'm not here to. Are you all of the younger generation? Are you every young person out there?
For the part that was about me.
I said every generation.
I was responding to something you said on a previous stream, and you said I ain't gotta listen to nobody. Can't nobody teach me nothing. Blah 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 blah. That's all I said.
So that's how. So it was directed to me, and that's how we started.
But no, you know,
it's in general, including you, I believe.
Right. So I was the thing is that we had the reason why I responded is because when Queen said that, what triggered me and what made me respond that way is because she said that you're unteachable, you know, you can't blah blah blah. And she was talking to me at that moment because she was talking to me then. And I said, wait, let me say something, because you asked me, was I teachable? When I said that, you asked me right after that, am I teachable? Am I this? Am I that? And I said yes. And I answered it. So it did trigger me like, wait. You asked me this, and I told you that not in every single. We had this conversation, so it hurt me that you just like made me like seem like this all over again. But I already answered that.
I think it's because she's going off of the evidence.
I gotta clock out of work, so I'm gonna jump on my phone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But this is Miss Helpmeet's interview. You guys already know. I'm still gonna say what I say, so I don't know.
Okay, so let can we please get to Miss Helpmeet? Sorry, Miss Helpmeet. You know, this is just what it is when we have these debatable discussions. But it's all good.
No complaints from me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you had something that you was going to say?
No, I was just saying it's one thing to say something, but it's another thing to show, you know.
Exactly.
So you can say all day you're agreeable, you're submissive, but if you do a lot of things that are contrary to that, then it's suspect, you know. It's suspect.
Yeah.
It means you're full of shit.
Yeah, but you know, it's just
Queen. You be saying what
you know what Don problem was. Don problem was it was the way how Queen was talking about it, but she don't understand that that's how Queen talked though.
Let's keep it 100.
Accountability.
We all come at each other. We all have our opinions. We all say stuff that's out of pocket. So my thing is that don't dish it out if you can't take it. That's all I'm saying. You want it real? You want to keep it 100? Let's keep it 100. If it triggered you, you got to look at yourself and say, why did it trigger you? Why are you offended? Instead of attacking the person who said it, instead of the person who pulled the trigger, look at why you got shot.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Don't come on here and then want to get triggered or all this other stuff. Come on, let's keep it 100. There things have been said to me that's crazy, but you know, I take it in. I give myself a moment to
digest it.
Give myself some We found this here. Give myself to digest it and I take it in, you know? And that's what being teachable is. I may not always agree. I may not always agree with what a person says. And the point is for you not to try to change the way I think and move. But being teachable means that you are open to hearing what someone else has to say and you're not so defensive on what you have to say. It's just like when we talked about the makeup. I have an issue with women who does the mud duck Princess Tiara transformations. I have an issue with that. I never said I had an issue with women enhancing their beauty. It's a difference between enhancing and completely being a totally different person. If I come home with you and you look like Denzel Washington on his younger days, and then all of a sudden you done wiped off your makeup and now you look like Wesley Snipes or Dave Chappelle when he was playing or who's the guy that played the crackhead in the movie, you know, with Pookie. He was Pookie.
Chris
if you
Rock.
look like
Chris
Pookie,
Rock.
I got a problem with that. And I don't think it's okay. That's all I'm saying. So we all have to be able to come on, say how we feel. And if you don't agree with it, keep it pushing. But come on, put your big girl panties on. We all adults here. And y'all don't listen. At the end of the day, it's a headache.
Yeah, Queen, I agree with you.
Hey, I'm
I agree with you
I'm
100%.
cool. And you know, you can't compare men and women. The women's stream is different than this stream. You know, we have someone here who, you know, you can Help me. Your views can be very controversial, but at the end of the day, it's a willingness to hear your views. It's a willingness to understand where you're coming from. I may not agree with you 100%, but I'm willing to hear what you got to say and go, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, let me look into that. Because you got me wanting to learn more about patriarchal or whatever you said, society and stuff like that. And it's true. If I didn't have to work, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I love being a social worker. I could come up with other ways to give back to the community. I wouldn't want to push a clock 9 to 5. If my husband was a millionaire tomorrow and he said, you ain't got to go to work, I will go to work and say, I quit. Give me my check. I'm done.
Right.
That's it. I don't care how much I love this field. I got other ways to give back.
Right.
So, you know, I think we all have to be willing to be taught and learn. And that's the problem, especially in the Black community. We do not respect our elders. We don't respect what they went through. We don't respect where they came from. And we don't respect what they can teach us.
That's true.
Yeah. People need to learn the differentiation between generalization and not like take it into like a personal point of view. And I think when people get too attached, right? And like I said, I'm saying general, but I know, you know, people gonna come back and be like, oh, you talking about me? No. In general, when you're a narcissist and you're focused too much on yourself, you know, you're gonna take things the wrong way, you know. And I'm saying in general, okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, they say hit dogs holler. So
what's that again, Miss Ebony?
They say hit dogs holler. So if it applies, sometimes it hurts. The truth hurts. So, you know, I expect people to react a certain way if certain things apply. And, you know, just like when Mr. DJ Eddie came on and said all women don't listen, I wasn't offended because it's not true for me. I thought it was funny.
I was going to ask you that question. Do you think, right, that women have a hard time listening to maybe advice from men or from other women as opposed to men?
Do I think that they have a hard time listening to other women as opposed to men, or vice versa? What do you mean?
Like, do you feel like women tend to like have a hard time like listening to advice, like just from people in general, as opposed to men listening to advice from people?
Oh,
Do you think it's more women, or do you think it just is equal, or do you think it's men?
I can't say I pondered on that, really.
Okay.
I'd say I think women in general in this time have an issue with male authority, especially in America, in the West, I would say. There are men that have issues as well with authority, but that's why I like patriarchal structures, because they handle that. Like, you have to. There is still male leadership even above with the men. They have to listen to the male elders and be corrected if necessary and all that good stuff. So.
Okay.
Well, you know what they say: if it's too hot, get out the kitchen. If it's too fast, stop the car.
But what happens if you're not driving the car?
You said what happens if you're not driving the car?
Yeah, you said if it's too fast, stop the car. But what happens if you're not driving the car and you're going too fast?
You can still stop it. If you got legs, you can put your foot on the brake.
I hear you though. That was a joke question, anyways. Because people gonna be like, "Oh, well, shoot, we ain't driving. I don't drive." Unless it was okay. Well, this okay. Oh, let me get to the last question. Okay, number 7. What is the one thing you would like to know about men, Miss Helpmeet?
One thing I would like to know about men. That's a odd question for me because I grew up with brothers, so I have always been kind of prying at the male mind. I don't know.
So do you feel like you already know men enough? Like,
no,
very well?
No, I like to learn by observing men. I don't really have a direct question for men. I think a good question for men in general for women would be, what do you want? What do you want out of a woman? That's always a good question to get clarity on.
Okay. What do men want for a woman? Anybody else want to kind of answer that part? The men? Mr. Best in the World or DJ Eddie? What would you guys would want from a woman?
To be on the same level playing field.
Okay.
What can you bring to the table? You have to have something you can bring to the table. Then we can work something out.
Okay. Like as far as what can a woman bring to the table? What is like the specific things that you want for her to bring on the table?
Cooperation.
Okay. So yeah, that's like kind of like a form of submission. Working as a team.
Yep.
Okay. Best in the world.
I would just say, I would just be looking for someone who could just be, submissive, and who could just have good communication. A good sense of humor. That's about it. She got to cook too. That's about it.
That's like the minimum requirement.
That's the minimum.
Calling Mitchell.
Yeah. And ain't much. You know what I'm saying? Ain't much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
What are y'all views on women's body count? I know I heard something from Mr. Best in the World. It was interesting earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, that don't matter to me. You know what I mean? It don't matter to me. It depends. It's about who that person is. Like, it's about who you are. You know what I mean? So if it's who you are, then your personality is what's gonna matter. What your past is your past. You know what I'm saying? Nothing you can do about it. The only time your past is still with you is if you haven't changed. If you haven't changed, you haven't become a better person. Yeah, of course, that past is gonna stay with you because you ain't changed at all. But if you've changed and you made better choices and you're growing and you're not the same person, then yeah, the past don't even count. It's just the past. So ain't nothing you can do about that.
And like how many people she killed. No. It's not about how many people she killed. Body count is basically how many guys that she had sex with. So for each dude that a woman encountered, that counts as a body count. For me, I would just say this. Honestly, I always assume that a woman has, like, almost every woman has like a high body count. Unless like you was like kind of born to like a church, like as a Christian, then maybe it's a little bit less. But body count to me doesn't really. I feel like I'm gonna be contradicting, but it doesn't really matter to me. But then, however, if a woman was to tell me her body count, or if I was to find out, like I said, I wouldn't really care. But if I was to find out like a woman's body count, it will open the door for judgment to kind of see like, okay, well, what is she like right now? You know what I mean? To be honest with you, a man is never gonna know a woman's true body count unless that woman's really bold enough to tell him. So let's just say, like, all right, I found this woman had like 100 dudes or whatever in her body count. In my mind, it'd be like, ew. But then at the same time, it's like, I mean, if she's a cool person, if she's not like a Tatiana as of today, I wouldn't really mind, getting to know her a little bit more. That's not going to stop me from treating her any less than any other woman, But I mean, you have like sluts that have like a low body count, If I see someone that behaves in a certain way, I don't care about the body count. I'm just like, all right, look, I ain't trying to deal with you, Or if I do deal with you, I'm gonna put you in a certain category. You could either be the pick me or you could be the pass me, and that's it. You passed around.
Do you guys? How do you feel if your woman cheats on you? Are you guys willing to work it out, or is it like a no go? It's over for the relationship.
No, because women emotionally cheat, whereas men, I mean, we're just trying to get our rocks off. Like,
Are you talking about married men or not married men?
No, just relationships.
Just
you're talking about a woman cheats. A woman cheats.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to be kind of shallow, but for a man, it could be somewhat forgivable because it's like you just kind of got caught up in the moment, and you don't have no emotional attachment for like a woman when you cheat. But for the woman that you're cheating with, but for a woman, it's different levels to that. Like you have to really be emotionally invested into that person, for you to cheat like that. And so for that part, it's less forgivable, in my opinion.
It depends. Let's just say you catch her in the act and she doesn't know. You sit down, you talk to her about it, right? But then if she decides to keep denying it, then that's when you cut off ties. That's when you cut off ties. You gave her 3 to 4 chances to tell the truth, and you come out with these pictures or the videos and say, hey, look here. You was here at the mall with such and such, doing this such and such. You didn't give her opportunities. So, yeah, that's when you cut ties. But if she's being honest with you, then okay, yeah, give her a second chance. If she's being honest.
I would say that I would say it depends on the situation. If I'm doing everything I can as a man and I'm providing, I'm loving you, I'm making sure everything was what it needs to be, you know what I'm saying, and I'm doing the best that I can, you know what I'm saying, as a man, in whatever predicament I'm in, you know what I'm saying, and you still cheat, then yes, a wrap. But if a man is dogging a woman out, he beating on her, or he abusing her, or he being verbally abusive, or he just doing things he doing things that he knows is wrong, and then she cheats, then that it is what it is on that point, because you're not leading. When you don't lead, you leave the door open for everything as a man. That's what men don't understand. When a man doesn't lead, you leave the door open for other men. Hell, you may leave the door open for another woman. You leave the door open for a dog, for all types of things. You leave the door wide open when you are not leading. That's why I always tell men you have to lead. You know what I mean? If you don't lead, then it's going to be bad for you. It's going to be all bad for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally important for a man to lead. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't lead, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's you know what I mean? It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? And that's what men got to understand. You know what I mean? You can't be thinking you can do all this stuff to a woman. And she's just supposed to sit there and take it. No, she's a human being. And it's even worse because you're supposed to be leading her. And if you're leading her, you're doing all this stuff to her. It's like, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, she relying on you, man. You know what I'm saying? And you basically just sabotaging, her well-being. So what do you expect her to do? You know what I mean? Especially if you're beating on her, you being verbally abusive, then man, you deserve whatever comes to you. Honestly.
But sometimes females play games. Sometimes women beat on themselves and go and tell their friends that they man is beating on them. They play games sometimes too.
No, I'm not talking about no crazy woman. I ain't talking about no crazy woman.
Oh, okay. Not the crazy woman. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't talking about no crazy woman. I'm talking about a man who's beating on a woman or is being verbally abusive. He's doing that himself. Then if she rolls out on him, then hey, she rolled out on you, homie. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. You know what I mean? So if you messed up, it's happening. You know what I mean? So,
and also Miss Helpmeet, right? Got you. As far as the shape of a woman, to me it does matter because sometimes certain women, they have homegirls and they have best friends, and sometimes they friends might tell them like, "Girl, you look good, girl. Yeah, put this on." And I will have to be honest with her and say, "Look, you look like you look like a giraffe. What's going on?" I have to be honest with her. I'm not going to keep letting her walk around. I got to tell her, like, listen, you got to hop in the shower. I smell you. Your hair is nappy. You're not going to go out the door looking like that today. No.
Yeah.
Or, look, check this out. Look, your belly's sticking out too far. What's going on? Are you pregnant? No. Okay, well, we need to take care of that. Me and you, we can go down here to 24-hour fitness. We can get it in together, But that's me caring about my woman.
Yeah. I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it matters to me.
Okay. Man, well, that was all the questions for tonight. And Miss Helpmeet, we definitely appreciate your time once again for this live interview. Dom, we appreciate your time as well too. We love the controversy queen. DJ Eddie's also our music coordinator as well too.
Yeah, I want to thank M3 for letting me come to the show. It's also nice to meet you, Miss Helpmeet.
Yeah. My name is Katara or Kat as well.
I can call you Kat?
Yeah, that's my name.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Kat.
Wait, I have a question. One last question. I wanted to know how you chose your Instagram name. What does your Instagram name stand for?
You talking to me?
Yeah, Miss Helpmeet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she's.
Oh, it's it means you're a helpmeet. A helpmeet is someone who helps their husband. Or it's part of the whole. It's my whole stance on patriarchy.
Okay. I was like, I was like, maybe she could have a matching thing where she's matching people together. That's what I thought. Maybe she's matching couples.
No. It's a headache.
It sounds like a dating app. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Okay,
we're far from a dating app.
Yeah.
Have you read the book?
Oh, it's a book?
Have you read the book, Mrs. Cat?
Which book?
The Helpmeet?
I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Miss Helpmeet or Kat, do you prefer for us to call you Kat going forward, or should we continue calling you Miss Helpmeet?
It's up to you guys. I don't mind either.
Okay, no preference. Okay. Well, chat. I'll let the chat decide as well too. So far, they're calling you now Kat. So, well, Miss Helpmeet, Kat. I will zoom in on you so then you can shout out your social media if you don't mind.
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at miss.helpmeet. You can find me on TikTok at miss.helpmeet. You can find me on Facebook the same. I'm Miss Helpmeet everywhere. You can, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You was gonna say something else too?
No, that's all.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Helpmeet. Okay, we're gonna zoom in on Dom.
Hi, I'm the Queen Dom on Instagram. I'm also the assistant network manager for knowledge and relationships. So you can catch me on here talking my shit, and you can catch me on the ladies' night stream on Saturdays, which is lovely. And everyone have a good night.
All right. And then we're gonna go ahead to thank you, Dom. Then we're gonna go ahead to like Queen Forever 2K21.
Hello. You can reach me on Instagram at Queen Forever 2K21. You can see me on here on Knowledge and Relationships platform. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you. And now we have our music coordinator, DJ Eddie King.
Yeah. You know, you can find me on YouTube, which is DJ Eddie King. You can find me on Instagram, which is DJ.Eddie.King. I am the music creator for Knowledge and Relationships. Please hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
All right. And then we have our network manager, Mr. Best in the World.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for the knowledge and relationship experience. We truly appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Helpmeet, for allowing us to interview you and be a part of our experience. We truly appreciate it. Yes, thank you for everyone in the comments. Atlanta Thrasher, Sheree B. Chicago. We're gonna do some great things with Sheree B. Chicago coming real soon. Y'all look out. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to Kate Marion. Shout out to everybody in the comments. From King Gene. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Queen Domo, the network assistant manager. Shout out to Queen Forever 2K21. You know what I mean? Shout out to DJ Eddie King, the music coordinator. Shout out to First Lady Tammy. What's going on? First Lady Tammy. Tammy, where you at, girl? Where you at, Tammy? And definitely shout out to M3. And I am the network manager for Knowledge and Relationships. You can catch me at MR Best in the World 1984 on Instagram. Once again, MR Best in the World 1984. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for the love. And thanks again to Atlanta Thrasher for all the comments, man. Yes, I am the best. You're all right. Thank you. I appreciate it. M3, take it away.
All right, everyone. So let me go ahead and zoom into myself. There are a few shout outs that I want to mention. Shout outs to Pills. You know, he didn't troll us today. He was pretty respectful. Shout outs to Adam as well, too. Definitely shout outs to Sheree B. Chicago for tuning in. Shout outs to the King Gene. Salute to you, my sir. You know, my guy. You know, shout outs to my wife, like, you know, King Marion. Shout outs to Atlanta Thrasher. You know, always a good sport with good, fun sense of humor. Man, I feel like I'm missing someone else too, but man, just shout outs to everyone. Shout outs to everyone on the panel, and then salute to Miss Helpmeet, aka Kat. And one last thing I always forgot to mention. I knew I forgot to mention. Shout outs to Colin Mitchell too. Colin was in the chat for a little bit and he commented, so shout outs to him for tuning in as well. So with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning into like Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. You know, especially when it comes to the M3 TV news time. And before anybody comes back into the live streams, make sure you ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys get your minds right at all times. Well, with that being said, we are out, everyone. So peace out and laters. Thank you guys for subscribing and give us those likes. So we are out, everyone.